Hello, this is going to be for everybody with the sun sign of Cancer. And basically today's reading is going to be on what is your greatest fear, Cancer, and basically how to kind of work through this fear. All right. So the first card is going to be the card that describes your greatest fear. And here we have Judgment. So basically this is saying that your greatest fear, Cancer, is really revolving around like being truly seen and evaluated. So this isn't just by others, but also by yourself. So there might be like a deep fear of accountability, of facing past choices, or feeling like you might be like called out or summoned to change. So you might fear being judged unfairly, or that you're not going to measure up if your true self is exposed. For Cancer, a deeply emotional and a private sign, this vulnerability can really feel overwhelming for you. Okay, Cancer. So let's go into why is this your greatest fear? Okay, so here we have the Star. And basically the Star is like the card of like hope and healing. So the Star is basically saying like you want to believe in hope and healing and like renewal, but perhaps you've been like disappointed or betrayed when you've let your guard down. So the Star is really about that faith, inspiration, and trusting. So its appearance here is showing that your fear comes from a place of wanting that light, but you might be doubting if it's truly meant for you. So maybe you're afraid if you're honest or open, kind of like Judgment's asking you to do, that you're just going to be let down again. All right, Cancer. Not sure if that makes sense for you or not. But our next card is basically saying how this is holding you back. Okay, so here we have the Temperance in reverse. So this fear is really creating imbalance, and it's really disrupting your ability to heal here, Cancer. So instead of life like flowing with ups and downs, you might find yourself like swinging between extremes here. Either you're being too guarded and then you're too vulnerable, or too like overgiving, to finding yourself like completely withdrawing. So you might find yourself struggling to integrate the different parts of yourself. So this is including like your inner world and your external reality. All right, Cancer. And what is it that we need to learn about this fear that we have? Okay, so here we have the Queen of Pentacles. So Cancer, you really need to understand that you're worthy of care, stability, and self-nurturing, okay? The Queen of Pentacles is really just going to remind you that grounding yourself in self-worth and creating security from within will kind of reduce the power that this fear kind of is holding over you right now. So true security isn't about like others validating you. It's really about knowing your own value and treating yourself with love and consistency, especially if you feel judged or uncertain. Okay, Cancer? And, excuse me, had a tickle in my throat. This last card is basically saying how you can face this fear. Okay, so here we have the Fool in reverse. So the Fool here is suggesting that you kind of need to face your fear, not from running from it, but also not leaping blindly, okay? So this card is warning you against like reckless avoidance or naive optimism. So instead, it's like, think about it, Cancer, okay? Pause before beginning your new paths, okay? And examine your fear of the unknown or failure. So this card really is encouraging you to face your fear. See if I can talk. I do apologize. Thoughtfully. But then also recognizing what's kind of keeping you stuck out of imagined risk rather than like real danger here. So you just kind of need to make sure you're fully processing it, okay, Cancer? And you may need to take a calculated risk to trust again, but with more discernment and self-trust than before. All right, Cancer. So now that we have all the cards here, just a quick summary for you. Your fear of being judged, exposed, or held accountable stems from like a deeper wound around trust and hope. So this fear causes imbalance and emotional overextension, but by cultivating self-worth and emotional groundedness. So you can face it with greater resilience, but don't rush to prove yourself or to hide in fear, okay? Kind of move with gentle courage and inner stability, and your light will guide you. All right, Cancer, I hope this helps you get through your fear here, and you'll have to let me know if this resonates with you or not. It is a general reading, so it may not, but if you would like to indulge deeper of what your greatest fear is on a more personal level, let me know and I can do the reading specifically for you. Best of luck, Cancer.